Hi guys, just wanted to come back for another update. This is Kim. Welcome to my channel. And today's update is my first update for the A to Z project pan. This is a Fantastic Ladies collab, and this was created by Jessica and Amanda, and I will have their channels linked down below for you. And the premise of this project was to pick a product to correspond to each letter of the alphabet and then make a goal and try to meet that. So let me go over the products that I chose. I have my spreadsheet right in front of me, so if I'm looking down, that's why. And I'll put the pictures up here of the weights and a closer picture of what the product actually looks like at this point. So I'm kind of excited. I have a few things that have gone down. One thing bit the dust and I had to replace it, so I'll get into all that in a minute. The first product I have is a single shadow from Younique. This is a pressed pigment. Look at that pan. This is a pigment that I pressed. Actually, there's two little pans in there. And this went from 3 grams to 2.21 grams. So I'm really excited about this. Another pan, which I never had panned before in like anything because I never concentrated enough on one thing. So I'm really excited. The next one is another pigment from Younique that I pressed into a pan. And this is the shade Beautiful. This went from 3 grams to 2.56 grams. Then I have the shade Confident, which went from 3 grams to 2.75. Not a huge difference in this one though. The next product I have is the Drunk Elephant Cleansing Balm, and I did not touch this. I didn't use this at all. I'm currently working on a cleansing oil, and when that one is finished, I will use this and then move on to something else. So right now, this has no difference. The next product is another single shadow from Younique, and this is in the shade Exhilarated. I have used this, but you can't see much of a dip. It went from 5 grams to 4.74, and I just got a new scale with this month's weighs, so next time we'll see if it goes down a tenth or anything like that. But to this point, I only had like grams, solid grams, 42, 43, 44. I had none of the in between. Next is ColourPop. This is depotted from the wet palette, and this is in the shade Fishy. You can see some brown has been on the top of that. I have used this a few times. It went from 3 grams to 2.85, so really no movement at all. Next up is Younique pressed pigment again in the shade Gorgeous. This pan was expanded. I'm really excited. So I'm hoping that I can get rid of this sooner rather than later. And this went from 3 grams to 2.53, which would round up to 3, but I'm pretty sure it's going to round down the next time. So which actually would round, yeah. Anywho. And then I have another pigment from Younique called Heartbroken that I did press into a pan. This one I used barely, not at all. I think maybe once or twice. So there's no movement on that either. No movement on this next color from ColourPop called I'm Chillin'. This is also depotted from the wet palette. I didn't use this one at all. This one has no movement. And then taking a break from shadows, I have my Journey Hair Care mask. This is a hydration mask. I used it a few times, you'll see on the side, and it went from 112 grams to 105.41. I'm not really a fan of it. I feel like when I put it on, I'm not feeling like that nice slip you get when you put on a mask, or you put conditioner in your hair. I feel like it doesn't feel like there's anything in my hair. I don't think it does anything exceptionally special. So I'll use it up, will not repurchase it. The next product I have is from Becca and is the Chloe and Malika face palette. And this is what it looks like. It looks pretty much the same as it did when I started. It does get some hard pan. Specifically on the bronzer, I got hard pan, And I don't know, I feel like I have to really pile these on for them to work, which is a good thing for panning, I guess, because you're using a lot of product and you can use it up maybe a little bit quicker. But let me know if you have gotten hard pan on those. And I mean, I did the tape thing and all that, but I find like I have to scrape it off quite a bit. I like the way the shades look on me. I think the bronzer looks very natural. I like the highlighter, the blushes, I just kind of swirl together. I'm thinking that what I might start doing with this though is just taking my brush and swirling it over the whole thing and using that just as a blush. I don't know. I just feel like I really don't have great color payoff unless I pile it on. That went from 162 grams to 160.83, which I don't know how I use 2 grams of product considering I'm using other things, but we'll see how things go next time. Next up is the ColourPop LOL I'm Crying, and this is also depotted from the wet palette. Basically no change, 3 grams to 3.09. It stayed the same. Then I have the Unique Manipulative Single Shadow. I have used this quite a bit. You'll see a dip in there if I turn it the right way. This went from 5 grams to 4.78. The Clove and Hallow Hydra Tint in the shade Nakey. I have not used this at all. I will use it eventually, but I'm working on another cream cheek color, and so maybe when that stick is done, I'll start working on this. And I do have a different shade. I think I have Georgia in this as well. It's nice. I just haven't used it. Okay, next to Unique Single Shadow in the shade Optimistic. I've used this quite a bit as a brow bone and inner corner highlight. It's a very pretty shade. I probably could use it as a face highlight too to get rid of it a little bit more. And then the shade, and that went from 5 grams to 5.15. So I don't know. It's the new scale thing. And then Pessimistic, this went from 4 to 4.25, but this one I've used quite a bit, and it does have quite a substantial dip in there. You probably can't really see it, but it does. Don't mind my fingernails. I know they're gross. Well, maybe you can kind of see it there. But anyway, I use that as a brow bone. I use it on the inside here because I do have blue and it's discolored, so I try to get rid of that. The Stila, this was for the letter Q. So originally I had my Bare Minerals Queen Tiffany shadow that I pressed into a pan, and that was part of this project, and I really loved that shadow. One day I pulled out my palette, it fell on the floor. Actually, it fell out of the pan completely. The shadow went all over the floor. The pan was still in the palette, and then I just had to clean it up. I was not going to put it back in and repress it. So that's garbage and gone. So right now I put in its place the Stila Shimmer and Glow. This is Vivid Smoky Quartz. I like it, but I really am not a fan of liquid eyeshadows. I don't know, maybe I can get used to wearing them more often. I don't really know how to use them well. So what I've been doing is taking that and putting it down on my lower lash line or using it as liner on the top and then putting like a powder over it to set it down. And I do like it that way, but I don't need to use it. So once it's out of my collection, I will not repurchase. Then I have the Ofra Bronzer Duo. This is part of the Samantha March collab. This is in the shade River. I really like this. It is pigmented though, so I can't go overboard. I just kind of swirl my brush. There's a matte side and a shimmer side, and I just swirl my brush in the whole thing, and I go lightly around the perimeter of my face, a little bit under my cheekbones, and then that's it, because again, I don't want to overload. Then I have my Makeup Geek Single Shadow in the shade Shimma Shimma. I really like that one. It looks cream here, but it's really a light pink. It's a really champagne-y light pink, and I think it's so pretty. I use that one in the brow bone as well, and then I also use it on the inner corner, and I probably could use that as a highlight too. And then the final shadow I have is ColourPop Thickums. This is a really pretty silver. I usually just take this with my finger and go over the whole lid, and then maybe I will go into the crease and outer V with a different shade, and then just leave this, or I'll tap it over a different color to make the shift in there. Next up, I have the Ulta Beauty Matte Liquid Lipstick in Nude Pink, and this went from 9 grams to 8.64. Not a huge difference. I am wearing it today over a lip liner, and that's a really bright red color. I like it. It's just going to be slow moving for me. I have the Crabtree and Evelyn Sweet Almond Oil Body Lotion. I have not used this at all yet. I'm working on a few others, and I'm not really particularly fond of that scent, so we'll see. I don't know how that's going to go for me. I might have to like split it in half and put an unscented lotion in there to maybe thin out the smell, tone it down a bit, because it is a very strong smell. And I'm not a huge fan. So that stayed the same. My Windmere Stress Relief Roll-On, though, however, and I've been using this as a straight fragrance because I like it, went from 32 grams to 30.57. So I'm using it. It's going somewhere, but I have to reapply it over and over and over again to get any payoff because it doesn't really stay on forever. And then the next product I have is my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Cottage Cheese. If you look at my markings, I don't even know if you can see it. I went from like that tip down to that line, and there's like not a budge at all on it. I used it, I think, once or twice over my lid as an eye primer. I'm trying. And then my Unique Setting Spray. This went, though, from 73 grams to 49.57. So this will be done by the next update. I'm super excited. Get it out of my collection. Then I can start working on another one that's in my That's Expensive project pan and start working some of these sprays out. But it's okay. It's just really old, and I just need to get it out. And then finally is my Zion Health Clay Dry deodorant in the scent Original. This only went down by 0.5 gram. I hardly used it. I really just kind of use it in between, maybe morning and evening, if I feel like I need a little bit of a pick-me-up with my scent. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any suggestions on how I could use these products better or more often to get them used up a little bit quicker, let me know. And I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. Bye.